Howdy, friends. It's Steve the Poet with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, moving past student debt in relation to mortgages for your home. Interesting, interesting topic that's been in the news for a decade, maybe something like that. Well, here are some, I was going to say fun facts, but not really fun facts on student debt. Number one, the average student debt on a monthly basis is $460. Okay, that's to paying off your school loans. Average is about $460 today. The average loan or student debt that's out there is $30,000 per borrower. So that's my guess is that that's taking into account people who borrowed years ago. Of the people who are renters and non-homeowners, 51% have student debt and say that that's keeping them from purchasing or buying a home. And that amounts to about 48 million people throughout the country. Wow. I mean, that's a tremendous number of people. Now, what's sort of interesting is student debt is no longer just for first-time home buyers, okay? It's also for people in their 40s and 50s. Why? Well, two real reasons. Number one, they had a huge amount of student debt, and then it was longer to pay off, either because they, number one, took out the student debt with a loan versus a career education/career that wasn't paying them back enough to do it in a timely manner, or they have a huge student debt like a doctor, or a surgeon, somebody like that, and it's just taking longer to pay off. Or the third reason is because people actually decided to go back to school, and said, well, that degree I got, either I didn't get a degree initially, or that degree that I got as, I don't know, a playwright isn't paying off. And so now I'm going to go back to get a degree as an accountant or an engineer or something like that. So the debt that is following them further and further in life. Prior to COVID, the pandemic and COVID, 8 million, approximately 1 in 5 borrowers defaulted or had payment due on their student debt loans. Now we know that the Joe Biden tried to forgive up to like $10,000 in student debt at the beginning of his administration, and there was a big hullabaloo about that. And the Supreme Court actually struck that down as being unconstitutional. So we don't know what they're going to do, moving forward. Now, what does student debt do to you in terms of, let's say, buying a house? Well, when you think about your debt to income ratio, your debt is considered your credit card debt on a monthly ongoing basis, your rent or your mortgage, your student loans, and your car, for example, right? Now, student loan is in there. It's one of those 4, categories. And so if we were to eliminate the student debt and take that out of the equation, and then divide all of that by your gross monthly income, you could see where your debt to income ratio would then go down. Okay, if you took out that student debt. But right now, because of what we said, a couple of slides ago, student debt and debt to income ratio is for some people is, rather on the high side. Now, so what are some of the additional things y'all can do in order to help, kind of mitigate this a little bit? Well, once you start paying down your student debt even more, we'll get an increase in credit score, because you won't be kind of tapped out on your, debt to income ratio. And so if you do that, right, you pay off some of your student debt even more, your credit score will go up, and then consequently your loan, or excuse me, your credit score will go up, and your risk will go down, from the lender, and then that will mean that also the loan, the percentage rate will also then decrease. look for down payment assistance. There's all kinds of places you can get down payment assistance, whether you're, a first responder, a firefighter, a doctor, a teacher in the state of Texas. Actually, obviously, ex-military. You can get all kinds of down payment assistance that help you out, and then you get a larger down payment, therefore a smaller mortgage. Get a co-borrower. So, if your parents are doing okay and they didn't have this, the student debt, then a co-borrower in terms of your parents, maybe a sibling or a very good friend who's willing to jump through hoops for you. It could help you out. Employer help. Even so, today what's kind of fascinating is because of the, what do they call it, the grand or big resignation period we had there. More and more employers are trying to help out their good employees to keep them on board, and so they're helping with down payment assistance or paying off student debt and those kinds of things. And then talk to whoever has lent you that money, or whoever your borrower. Your lender, your lender is for your student loan, and try to work out a different payment so that you get lower monthly payments. So you can do that obviously by stretching out, the payment plan. Kind of helped. Hope that helped you. Student debt is an issue out there for many people today, and maybe this kind of gave you some things to think about. Having said that, next week we're going to talk about house hunting hints, and some things to keep in mind. This is Steve DePoe. I'm with the Rose Realty team, part of Keller Williams. I'm gone.